Hi everyone, for today's lesson we are going to be looking at completing a product analysis of some cushions. So our project for this year is all to do with cushions. So we are specifically going to be looking at basically comparing and contrasting a few different types of cushions. Now we're going to try and make it similar to the theme that we've selected if you've chosen a theme already. So that it gives us sort of a thorough understanding of what products are already out there on the market and what sort of gaps you could fill. So effectively, is there some things that are only targeting one particular audience? Would the theme that you've chosen target somebody else? What sort of thing could you come up with for that? So looking here, we are going to complete a product analysis of at least 2 different types of cushions. You're going to consider the positives and negatives of each product. It must be very detailed. Now, here it shows you how to complete that. Now, you can go onto a website that sells cushions. If you are in a classroom, your teacher might give you one of these product analysis booklets. And within this product analysis booklet, there's a few different examples that you could use should you want to. So what we've got here is effectively some different types of cushions that have been listed. So if we're looking at this one, this has got quite a lot of the information that you would find effectively online if you were doing this through a website. But because you're in the classroom, I've sort of collated it all for you to give you some information. So it's got the price here, it gives you here some description, it tells you the colour of it, so it's yellow with a giraffe design. This cushion's from George Home, so that's the brand, the shop that it's bought from. It has a 100% cotton cover, so that is the material for a soft and cosy finish. It tells you here some more information, it tells you some information about the fillings, it tells you what things have been tested. It tells you you can wash it in the washing machine and can be tumble dry, and it also tells you the size. So effectively what I've tried to do is within that I've given you a few different examples, and it's given some information about where to buy it from. So it might have like something like this at the bottom, and the prices, etc. There's a range of different ones in there with different prices, so I'd encourage you to try and look at some that are more expensive and some that are less expensive. Okay, so choose a cushion that you like. So bonus points if it's relevant to your theme. So if you're doing a theme to do with the jungle, try and pick a cushion to do with the theme of the jungle. You then need to set yourself up a document on the computer using something like PowerPoint over Word, or set yourself up with some paper and pens and pencils so that you can draw it out. Your first step is to copy over a picture of the cushion. So if you're using this on the computer, you can just copy and paste it over. If you are working in the classroom, I'll be expecting you to draw it out. You're then going to complete some information about each of the following categories. So we've got down here Access FM. Now it must be completed in full sentences, and you might need to click, and if you're doing this at home using the internet, you might need to click on the details or more details or product info on the website, because that will give you more information about that product. And then you're going to repeat it for another cushion. Now let me just talk a little bit more about this bit. So Access FM and what it stands for. So I've printed out a larger sheet for you to look at. So here we have got our Access FM help sheet. Now it tells you here what they are, and it gives some information over here. So A is for aesthetics, and that effectively means what does the product look like. So when you're looking at on the website, or you're looking in this booklet, you need to effectively, for aesthetics, describe what this product looks like. You might give some information about how it's made, regarding how it looks, Effectively, A is for aesthetics and what it looks like. C is for cost. So how much does the product cost to buy? C is for customer, so who would buy that product? E is for environment, so how will the product affect the environment? So if it's made out of polyester, that's using plastics, that effectively means that the fabric's made out of plastics and oils, so it might damage the environment more than something natural. Or if something's very heavily dyed, so if there's something that's sort of a bright blue, that would have a lot of dye in it, and using too much dye is quite bad for our rivers as well. So you could mention something like this. S is for size, so that means how big or small is the product. So have a look. Most websites will give you the size of it. So this one on here tells you here it's 43 centimetres by 43 centimetres. S is for safety, so it means how safe is the product when it's used. So you might need to comment on things like snipping off loose threads, making sure the zip's secure on a cushion. It could be to do with things like the flammability testing of a cushion. So have a look and see what information is provided by the website. F is for function, which basically means how does the product work? What's it there for? So a cushion's usually for relaxing, leaning on, that kind of thing. Might be have a decorative purpose as well. And M is for material, and material means what is the product made of? What materials have been used? So that's Access FM. Now this is an example of how you could lay out your piece of work, should you wish to. You don't have to lay it out like this. This is a suggestion. So you can do it in any way, shape or form you want, as long as the information has been given. So we need a picture or a drawing of the product. That's your first one. And around here we've got some sentence starters to try and cover all of those Access FM points that we've just spoken about there. So we've got things like price. So you, instead of just filling in the price, you need to try and explain it more. So the price is £6 and then give some information. So do you think that's a cheap cushion? Is that expensive? Is it reasonable? And explain why you think it's that price. The same with who would buy it, who's the customer. I think that this product would appeal to children, and finish the sentence. So explain why you think that. Try and complete that for as many of those things to do with Access FM as possible. And I'm looking for a couple of sentences for each of the Access FM points. I don't want one-word answers. It needs to be full sentences with as much detail and understanding shown as possible. If you've got any questions, please let your teacher know so they can do their best to help you.